we're training in the morning early, which is different than the regular Navy's doing. So we're like in the pool or training at like 4. Because I was trying to get a SEAL contract. They don't just give it to you. And I needed tattoo waivers, conduct waivers, all these waivers. Yeah, I needed waivers. I still needed waivers to get these things approved. So I found the SEAL motivator is called Commander Fuller. What's up? And he's the guy that kind of puts in the good word, right? We'll write you a letter of recognition. He's the guy that pushes the contracts. And
you called him a motivator?
Yeah, it's their job. They hold regions of the United States. They were called a SEAL motivator at the time, and they run physical screening tests, trainings, the guys that actually want to be SEALs. And so that's what I did. I sought him out, and I would be the only one showing up at some of these workouts, and with an active duty SEAL also, who I just connected back with. It was the beauty of social media, man. He was like, dude, dig what you're doing. So that was cool. But him and the other guy were the only reason I got a SEAL contract, because they saw me. I was puking every fucking day for like 9 months, dude. Because I was running and just puking, and I lost 40 pounds in like 6 weeks.
Wow.
Just half-mile sprints, training, 2-hour, 3-hour training sessions every fucking day. And then doing physical screening tests. I did like 40 in a row or something like that.
40 in a row.
So I did the SEAL screener every Monday down at the Naval Amphibious Base. So,
you have this thing, it's so clear, where even then, like I talked about at the beginning, all these back and forths where you could turn on that discipline, if you will. And it was turbocharged when you turned it on.
I was locked on, man, because I didn't have anything to celebrate. Right, I had shifted gears. I was like, bro, this is all I can get. Single track focused really, really well, and this is all I had, and I was loving it. Right, I felt good. It made me feel good being on that positive path again. I was training. If everybody knows, man, when you get a good workout, and you go back home and you're like, fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. That is what I had to like learn back later in life. But that was what I was experiencing, man. I had no money. I had a $500 fucking purple Jeep, dude, stick shift that I was driving around, bro. But I loved it, man. It was everything I needed. I didn't need anything else. And it really stripped down. It was one of those moments in my life where you're all the noise is stripped down. Quite literally. You don't have money to go out and fucking get distractions, and nobody's calling you on the phone. And I was off the grid, just focused and happy with it and really grateful.
Any of your friends, because you're back where you were when you were growing up, any of your friends that you left behind when you went out to Gloucester to live, are they hitting you up
I had
again?
I had a couple. Every once in a while I'd link up, but I was just separated from it. I just didn't really get engaged with it. I stayed busy, and I had like 1 or 2 times I went out during that whole space with some guys. And man, what do you know? One day I got my SEAL contract. August 26, 2009, they gave it to me, and I signed it, and I shipped in February, and then I started that pipeline.
So when you say you shipped, is this like immediately going to Buds?
No, that was a special warfare section of boot camp at the time. So it was all SEAL candidates, 100 SEAL candidates. And
where do you go?
Only 9 made it out of that 100, just to kind of give you a numbers from that original boot camp. It was at the same place in Great Lakes, Illinois. And it was, and we had a solid boot camp, dude. Like 5 of those guys are operating at the tip of the spear still. Today, right now. Like tip out of those 9, like some of my best friends in the world, bro.
So you're still really close.
Yeah. So, and talk, daily almost on text and stuff. So that I knew we had a good crew, and it just proves, we actually really did have a good crew. And you know what? Then we went into Bud's prep. That whole selection, but basically on our demolition prep, which is just training 3 days a week, running, swimming, lifting.
Well, wait, take me back for 1 second. Mm-hmm. When you first ship out, and it's the 100 of you, and you said only 9 ended up making it all the way through to SEALs, and you go out to Illinois. How long's this process, and are there people is there attrition before Buds too?
Yeah, so people quit, they'll get hit for medical, they'll get hit for, so people are getting chipped away slowly. They decide it's not for them. They don't want to be training like that and whatever. And so it's whittling away. So I think we're at maybe 70 or something like that, 60 by the time we finished boot camp, who actually still went to Bud's prep.
And how long was that boot camp?
8 weeks.
8 weeks. And you're just all 7 days a week, all day, just crazy
Navy
physical
stuff too. Well, we're training in the morning early, which is different than the regular Navy's doing. So we're like in the pool or training at like 4. and no goggles and like all chlorinated pool, dude. Just like so, it's raw. It's at the beginning, right? You're not training with fins and stuff. It's pretty raw. Then you go to Buds Prep, and that is 8 to 16 weeks, depending upon where you fall in the class, like time of the year and stuff. And they take 3 sections. They'll take Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, which is, their better guys are in Alpha, Bravo, and you're running. And they had civilian contractors who were specialists in swimming or running or lifting or whatever, mixed in with some SEALs who were instructors. And that was cool because now you're just training. It's a little bit more lax. It was, you're not in buds. You're not like getting screamed at, but you're training, and it was hard. But it was very useful just to build back up, because you lose a little bit in boot camp, just, no sunlight and shit, just to build back up the health a little bit. And then they take the top 75%. It's like a 4-mile run, 1,000-meter swim, all pull-ups, dead hangs, all that stuff. They take the top 75%, and then they flew us out to Buds.
In Coronado.
And so we flew out with like 400 guys, like almost 400.
Wait, how'd it get up to 400?
Well, there's all these boot camps.
Oh, there's all different ones.
All the boot camps coagulate, and it's like spread out over 4 months, 5 months.
400 guys went to try out in what Bud's class was that?
And this was Bud's class 284. Now, 400 flew out, but a bunch of guys got out there, and they're like, finally, I'm back in San Diego. I want a better job, but I don't want to be a SEAL because they don't want to run and swim and all that. And so a bunch quit before we even started training.
So how many people started?
So
approximately.
So we about 100 guys were like, hey, I want a different job. So it was like down to 300 within like the first week when they're just doing the administrative starting. Then we do the PST, and a bunch more guys get chopped. So we started with the physical screening test before you start Buds. So we started indoctrination, Buds class 284, with 285 guys. After that indoctrination, we started first phase, with the green helmets. We were at 185. So 100 more guys got chopped in that indoctrination 3 weeks.
Oh, it's 3 weeks.
Yeah, so we're at 185 guys, classing up day one with the green helmets with 185 guys.
I don't know that I've ever asked this to any of the SEALs I've had in, and I definitely have never Googled this, but do they have a minimum number in mind that they want to make it and a maximum number that they could cut kind of deal? Yeah.
So, dude, there's been Buds classes where nobody finished back in the day.
Right. So no one makes it.
Nobody. There's been Buds classes where one guy graduates.
Yeah.
So in the old days, right? There's just more people now. Yeah. So I don't think that there's a quota. Who knows? Maybe way high up they have some type of thing. Hey, we need at least this many guys through. But of that 185. After Hell Week, which is 3 weeks later, we were at 50. So we were at 50, and then a bunch of those guys got rolled for injuries after Hell Week.
Oh, could you imagine making it through that? And
they get rolled. If you make it through Hell Week, through Wednesday, you get rolled forward, so you don't have to do Hell Week again. Okay. You just are like on a medical hold, and you get a brown shirt, and you fucking are in a different like level of turd. You're not shark shit on the bottom of the ocean. You're still shark shit though.
Yeah.
And so actually out of that 185, man, out of that really 400, 15 guys, 13 to 15, I don't remember the exact number, actually finished all the way through, me being one of them.
What's after Hell Week?
So it's more of first phase. You still have more kind of getting kicked in the dick. Then the blue helmets, which is dive phase, combat diving and pool competency tests. That's another hardcore wicket that dudes get chopped. 20-minute test underwater where they're pulling on your hoses and you're fighting with an instructor and you can't surface, but you're having to go through. That's a pretty wild test.
And if you surface, you're cut.
Yeah, they call it bolting, or you dudes get, because you're pretty much like doing your prop and you're like, and then they'll hit you again and you're fighting, and it's kind of to simulate surf, but it's 20 minutes long. And then they'll have to, and there's procedures you have to go through during this. That was, tough. That's the next tough wicket.
So and then even if you come up like in that situation and then you're like, fuck it, put me back down there. And they're like, no, you're failed.
Done. You're done. Wow. They would rather see you pass out. Right. They'd rather see you go black out. They'll pull you back up, but you cannot bolt.
And then you still have to go back down there and try it again.
You'll later that day, a little bit later. Yeah, you only get 3. You get 4 tests. I finished on the first one. I was the first guy to actually pass that test in our class.
Wow.
So I'm good procedurally in pressure situations, and I also practice a lot in my room. So I practiced a lot like of the procedures, picture, visual. I'm a visualization monster, bro. Yeah. That's what I preach to guys on my programs and stuff, but you set goals. You see yourself there. You're like, man, you see what the set's going to look. the power of visualization, man, is massively important. The football player that sees himself catch it, and then when it comes, he catches it, right? It's walking through it. So I'm a huge proponent of visualization.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.